All right, all right. So I'm glad that today is happening, and it's a privilege that we are going to be learning a lot from industry experts in the industry. We have the CEO of Sedge Farm, which is the president of all Lagos State fish farmers in Nigeria, in Lagos State, basically Lagos State, Nigeria. And we are going to be having the senior farmer and consultant of Orisha Farms, which is the representative of the youth and young women in aquaculture in Lagos State here. And also, we are going to be having a kind of industry expert, which is an African person, African woman leading, that's the co-founder of Aquatrack, doing a lot of things in Kenya also to join us on this call and this value to us on how we can leverage on aquaculture, the marketplace opportunities, how we can leverage on things we can do to improve the sector. Aquaculture needs a lot of commercialization, and we need your involvement. You need to come in and do your own quota. You need to come in and do your own part. And to do that, you need to really know what is the problem the sector is facing and what solution is available that I can leverage on and commercialize the sector, make it more innovative. We can increase the GDP of the economy using the sector alone. So, what is AquaOrg in a brief? Let me brief you about our organizations and what we do. So, AquaOrg is basically an aquaculture organization coined from aquaculture and organization that is into three arms. We have the aquaculture educational arm, we have the aquaculture extension services, and we have the aquaculture research and development. So basically, we have an arm that empowers youth, training them with free scholarship in aquaculture, and we have this arm that we host programs to let people know what gap is left in the sector and how we can come in and do a lot of things. So in few minutes, I'll be bringing up our speakers to tell us about a lot of things, and they're going to learn a lot. So stay calm and join us as we journey in this program. All right. All right, guys. So we have here Talent Amanze. Talent Amanze is a passionate youth and young women in aquaculture. So basically, we will not be having the senior farmer of set of Orisha Farms coming, but we are going to be having a representative here, which is Talent Amanze, join us to talk about how youth and young women can get involved in aquaculture at the moment. Thank you. Okay, so Talent Amanze, over to you now. You can tell us what you have for us. We are ready to receive much value from you this evening.
Okay, thank you very much, Okpe, for that. I hope everyone can hear me.
Yes, we can. We can hear you. We can hear you.
Okay, so I was given the topic engaging women and children in aquaculture and the roles they can play. And I just have a few points. I'm very sure that there might be more roles than what I've been able to pen down. But we all know that preceding this era, aquaculture has usually been dominated mainly by the men. But now, thankfully, there are more females showing interest in area of aquaculture. And now, as females, What can we do in aquaculture sector? There are many areas we can come in because of the natural physique of a woman. We usually don't we are usually not found in areas of that demands much physical strength, so we can work in the the feeding sector, the feed mills that does the formulation of the feed, calculating the percentage of each component that is meant to be in the feed, and then preparing the feed. And even on the farm too, if the females usually can work in the feeding units, in the grow out section, and also in the hatchery section, feeding the fishes. This does not require so much physical strength, and is something that we can all women can do comfortably. Also, as women in our continent Africa, women are usually the ones, mostly the ones found in the kitchen. So with our creative cooking skills, we can also come up with different ways to process fish, because usually you will notice that the processing has been limited to smoking, drying, and freezing. But there are many more processes than these. So we could come up with different processes to add value to the fish and also even preserve its shelf life. So we can think of different ways. It could be pickling or marinating, just something different aside the regular smoking, drying, and freezing. Also, we could work in the marketing section. What is the aim of every business is to turn in profits, and you won't be able to turn in much profit if you don't market or carry your business out to the public. So women are also can also fit in the marketing section, marketing the marketing the marketing the fish and the fish products, both the fresh fish and the processed fish, taking them to the customers or to the consumers where they are. This can be done locally. This can also be done internationally if there is adequate preparation, having a brand, and you are known for marketing of fish products. Now, another point I have is um the recording. Now, every business will do better if there is adequate records taking notes. Then women can come in place of the financial, taking note of the financial records, keeping tracks of the activities on the farm. This would give more structure and organization to everything that is done on the farm, and there would be coordination, there would be growth, because you'll be able to take track of everything that is being done. Now, also, women are usually, not always, but usually good planners. So in terms of forums and plannings and meetings, we could also come in to plan forums for different associations within the aquaculture sector, where people get to meet, discuss, interact, and share their ideas and communicate their similar problems and challenges. So we could also be involved in those planning of those forums. And for children and for the youths, young ones, they are not excluded. Everyone, there is a space for everyone in the aquaculture industry. For the children and the youth, they can also work in the feeding, because if you notice, when a visitor comes to a fish farm and then they are taken to the pond, and then the fishes are being fed, they get captivated watching the fish response to the feed. Children also get captivated by this, so they could work in the feeding section and assist in feeding the grow out ponds. They could also work in just general maintenance of the farm, construction of the dikes, maintaining the dikes, checking on the water quality, and then just monitoring. Children have keen minds and they are very they can pay attention when they are told what to do, pay attention to the things going on the farm, and then just look out for anything strange. Also, they could be the youths and the students could be involved in research and experiments. There are many more ways to aquaculture than we are practicing currently. Countries in continents that have in first grade continents, sorry, that we are still gradually, but we are coming up better than what we were before.
All right, thank you very
All right,
much,
thank you very much,
Talent.
Talent.
That's a very great
That's a
one,
very great
and
one, and
really appreciate
really
that. So
appreciate that. So,
before we come back
before
to
we come
you,
back,
before we come back to
before we
you,
come back to
can we just quickly have the founder and the CEO of Search Farms? That's an amazing speaker we have on board today. So we are going to come back to that innovation through youth and young women in aquaculture because that's a basic idea we are trying to focus on. That's the people we want to attract to this sector because we see that I was watching a video today on my WhatsApp status and I saw that they were doing a kind of women farmers association. People I saw there were over 50s, 50s, and I could see that most of them are not educated. They could not understand the language of tech. They could not know okay, how to use this. But we need to encourage and make aquaculture so much attractive to the youth and young women so that when they come on board, when they involve themselves in this, we can have much done in the sector. So in this time around, we are going to hear from the CEO of Search Fund. We are going to hear how he started and how he reached where he is now. At least he has been in the business for over 10 years now, and he has done a lot in the value chain. He has also done a lot in circular economy, achieving zero waste, and it's all about here, it's all around here. And he's presently the acting president for Lagos State Catfish Farmers Association, Allied Association. And I can tell you that you're going to get much value. So sit up while we have him come up now. So can we have the CEO of Search Farm?
Okay.
Good afternoon,
Good
sir.
afternoon, everyone.
Good afternoon, sir.
It's a pleasure being here this afternoon or this evening to discuss the topic aquaculture, meeting up with the market demand and supply of aquaculture
We'd like
products
you
in
to tell us
Africa.
how you started. We'd like you, yes, to tell us how you started, what motivated you to reach the point you are at the moment before you go into the topic, please.
Okay. My name is Sejiro again, the MDC of Search Farms and the current acting chairman, president of the last CAF Fund, that's the Lagos State Catfish and Allied Farmers Association of Nigeria. And I've been around in the industry for about 20 years now. And I studied fisheries and aquaculture. So I'm doing what I'm doing in the aquaculture space professionally, which was born out of passion first. And about 2 years ago, I won the award for the best fish farmer in Lagos State. I'm telling you all of this to let you know that I've been around for a while and I've come a long way. But what led me to this first was passion first, then the money and the profit will definitely come with it once one is consistent. So two things, passion and consistency, has brought me this far. So I started my own backyard farming as a 200 level student of the Lagos State University. And I started with the hatchery, that's the fish seed production, which is one of the viable value chain in aquaculture sector, aquaculture business. And by the time I got to 400 level, I think I was stabilized. I've done my business registration. I was making money as a student already. And the most important thing, like I used to tell people, is that you can start small. You can start with whatever you have, no matter how little. So there's nobody that can't that can't be involved. You don't need all the money to get started. So with whatever you have, you can start. And the location too is not really an issue if you really understand what you're doing. So all of this put together, because I have passion, or I had passion, I didn't just stay on that. It wasn't enough. So I decided to definitely go advance the skills which I've done, and that is what has brought me here. That's why I can speak and I can talk professionally in the industry today, and I'm very relevant in the industry, I must say. So now, going to the topic, does that satisfy the introduction? Okay, does that satisfy the introduction?
Okay, yes, a great one. That's a great one, sir. You can now go ahead into what you have for us. Thank you very much.
Okay, so with that background that I've given, I think it's not really a rocket science to be involved in the aquaculture sector in the country. You just need to carve a niche for yourself. So looking at the topic, aquaculture, meeting up with the market demand and supply of aquaculture products in Africa, and engaging in circular economy to achieve zero waste. Yes, most importantly, I'll make it very brief, concise, and straightforward. I won't have to go into some technicalities, but I want everybody to pay attention to an interesting part that most people are not giving attention to in the business of aquaculture, which is the market of the entire value chain, the entire aquaculture value chain. In any business, the marketing end of that value chain is the most profiting. But unfortunately, most people don't pay attention to it. So for aquaculture, it is the same thing. So I want everybody to pay attention to so many aspects of the aquaculture value chain that we need to breach, that we need to look into. With the opportunity of bridging the gap between the demand and the supply. Everybody wants fish, everybody wants protein. How will this thing get to them? So a lot of farmers have invested so much in production. A lot of them have invested so much in what's it called, research. They've invested so much in other aspects of the aquaculture value chain, production in two forms, either the hatchery production or the grow-out production. But unfortunately, very little attention is given to sales and marketing of aquaculture products, which is really the major challenge that farmers are faced with now. And for anybody that is ready to provide solution to challenges or problems, that person is bound to make money eventually, which is the essence of doing business. So we have very few people that are into aquaculture product marketing, and that's where we're going to focus on today. There are a lot of innovative ideas when it comes to marketing of aquaculture products that we need to look at. First is value addition. When you produce and your fish is ready, you need to add value to it so it can be better presented. It can be better presented in different forms, either as live too. It should be better presented if you're going to sell aquaculture products in live form. Our focus basically it's on tilapia and catfish because those are the two predominant species that we have in Nigeria at the moment in the aquaculture. Those are the popular species the aquaculture space in the country. So now a lot of farmers produce so much, and the major complaint you hear from most farmers are, I don't have who to buy my fish. I have so much, there's so much on the farm, or they are pricing poorly. They are not buying my fish the way. No, I sold and I didn't make profit. That means there's something wrong somewhere that most farmers are not giving attention to. That's how we sell. So beyond the middlemen, beyond the market mummies, the market women, I think there are other aspects of the aquaculture marketing that we need investors to put in their funds, put in their resources. And how do we go about it? How do we, first is, how do we present this thing to the consumers? That's the final consumers of this chain. In what form? Should it just be in the conventional form of you buy the catfish and you kill it? And no, even if you're doing that, there are methods that you can sell to consumers such that it's ready to cook, it's easy to access. They don't have to go to the market. Most times, the general market that is rowdy. We can have people setting up stores, shops, fish shops around neighborhoods, residential areas, and shopping malls, where easily consumers can go there and buy. For young people, at times, you don't even need to own a farm. In fact, mostly people that will be involved in engaged in marketing don't need to have a farm. All they need to do is identify a farm where they can get this thing in large quantity and in steady supply. That's for people that are interested in that aspect. Then, if you are sure of getting it in steady supply, in what form are you going to have it? Are you going to have it sold live? If you are selling it live, are you ready to kill it, clean it, and present it in a ready to cook form for the consumers? Are you ready to smoke it? That's still processing. Are you ready to smoke it? If you are going to smoke it, in what form? Are you going to have it in chunks, that stick forms? Are you going to have it in fillet forms that remove the bones? Are you going to have it in frozen fillet forms? You blast freeze it, then it's easy for people to buy and to cook. All of these you need to put into consideration. Then the location too, which is very important for pricing. If you don't have your business located in a very good environment, you may not have the right market that you want. It's not where people that would appreciate or people can afford these things you may not sell as yourself. So you need to look at that. There are a lot of opportunities online too that you can advertise what you have. There are a lot of supply chains too that you can buy from the farms in whatever forms, and you take to go and supply to some of the big malls here and there. You need to look at the international market. There are a lot of opportunities out there now. Nigerians in diaspora, Africans in diaspora, generally they want this fish, and they don't have access to wherever they are. Have you thought of it that do you have such linkages that you can send this thing to meet them or wherever they are across the globe? These are areas that I want the young people to begin to look into when it comes to marketing of aquaculture products. Then you need to look at the population too, the Nigerian population, the audience. Who do you want to sell this thing to? Are we even, like I tell people, we've not even started production yet. We are underproducing because the demand, the population in Nigeria, let's assume we have over, I know definitely we are over 200 people in Nigeria, but let's even say 50% of such of Nigerians are buying fish or catfish or tilapia. Do you know that huge market opportunity that you have. So some people don't even want to. Some people don't even want to come to the farm. They want this thing to come so close to them, even if it's possible. You bring it to their doorsteps or door mounts, and they pick from you. So for the young people, you need to look at that. I'm looking at a situation whereby we begin to use this catfish for other products to other cottage in the cottage industry. We need to use it in making snacks. We need to start having fish sausages. We need to start having fish pies. We need to start having fish in other in different forms. For our parties, we need to start having fish. Even our homes too, it should be so affordable that people can. All of this can increase the demand. Then the other aspect of it is there are so many derivatives that we can get from the catfish that at the end of the day, it's like a circular kind of business arrangement that there is nothing wasted. That is if you really go into processing. If you go into processing, for instance, there are a lot of derivatives you can get from the catfish. Like on the farm here and around, we've been able to, we have over 20 derivatives from catfish. So at the end of the day, when you process the fish, nothing is wasted. In fact, the things that are supposed to come out in form of waste are even giving so much money than even the fish itself in some instances. Like for the catfish, if I'm going to break it down, like for the tilapia, generally now we know the tilapia skin with the scale. With the tilapia skin now is used in the medical industry, in the treatment and healing of burns, wounds. The tilapia skin is used in making leather bags and other, what's it called, leather products. You understand, and for other designs too. The scales are used for aesthetics and so many things too. So now for the catfish too, the catfish leather is so popular. It's one of the products we've derived and that we are looking for market. Who are those that are going to embrace this thing to use in other industries, in making shoes, in making wristwatches, in making bags and the rest. That is the skin of the catfish. It comes out very tough and very lovely. Then the blood too from the catfish is now converted into blood meal, which can be used in the feed industry too, for animal feed industry, not for human consumption really. For animal feed industry, the bones too from the catfish are processed further as calcium in the use of animal feeds, even for dog, what's it called? Dog owners, they come to buy it from the farm, and it's processed further in powdered form for as calcium in human uses too. Then you have the head too that is sold separately. You have in the head, you have the pituitary gland too that is extracted, which is the hormone used for those in the hatchery to as for inducing the female fish. Do you understand? And you have the flesh itself. We have fish kilishi. We have fish. What's it called? The fish guts that is now turned into fish gizzard. So it's just like the gizzard. So eventually, when you look, and even the viscera, the ones that you think are not useful, are further sold to those that are into duck farming, pig farming, and the rest too. And some of them are even using a milling feed. So these are so many areas of the aquaculture value chain that we are concentrating on today, which is the value addition, the marketing end of the aquaculture value chain. So we need to look at it. So trying to round up, if you look at all of these, eventually you would have made more. Then I didn't even talk about the fish oil too, also derived from the catfish. Then for the sales too, now we have the frozen catfish in different form, the whole pot form, frozen now, that people can get it. So the challenge of farmers having their stock ready and they don't know where to sell it or what to do with it, or because they can't afford to feed it further, they want to sell ridiculously. I think that those days are going. We are having innovation in that marketing end of the value chain, plus raising the catfish for easy access and logistics too, which is one of the things that is popular. So then some people, I saw somebody asking the question that, and I shed more light on the international market. Yeah, the major challenge we have with the market, the international market at the moment, is still certification, meeting up with the requirement for certification. It's a bit rigorous, and I know our government are really working on that to ease that stress of getting our products out of the shores of this country. But in the interim, we have a lot of people that still luggages. You even earn more money, but you earn over 150% of profit when you're doing that. So it's another promising and interesting aspect of it. If those that are doing that, the marketing end, they even make more money than the farmers too. So for the young people that may want to go into aquaculture business, I would advise you, if you don't have the wherewithal, if you don't have the financial muscles to start big, I think you can just focus on fish marketing. Get or go to reliable farms, sources where you can get these things in small bits and start small. You can start small in different forms. Either you are selling live or doing livestock line to big eateries, joints, restaurants, hotels. You can do that. You have your own little addition to whatever farm gate pricing, but to do that supply. By the time you are consistent with it, you see that other openings will start coming up. If you are doing 100 kg supply every week as a student, and you have a markup of a top up of about 200, 300 naira as profit to yourself on a kilo of fish, having deducted everything that needs to be deducted. That means in a week, if you are consistent and you're doing 100 kg minimum, eventually, that's over 30,200. That's over 30,000 naira you are making a week. So if you increase your production, your supply channels, that means you can be making over 200 to 300,000 naira in a week. That is if you can do up to 1,000 kg. That's a ton in a week. That means you need to be a bit aggressive as a young person and take it everywhere. There are a lot of people that want this thing. You can even do that even online, like I told you. Supply to the caterers. So many people here and there that wants this thing, but because they can't have access. But as a young man, if you know where these things are, you can take it to them, and you'll be in business. The same way too, if you have it in the smoked form, if you can't set up the processing facility to start with, you can still buy, like we do that a lot. We have so many young people that buy this thing from us. They take it back to wherever, package it, put their labels, and they market online. Some even market it internationally, and they are making so much money than the farmers that are producing. So All of these are the areas that I want the young people. Then beyond the production itself, the fish itself, there are other inputs, aquaculture inputs too, that you can supply to farmers. So it's just for you as a young person to go to different farmers, or you go to different farms, or go to farmers association, know what their inputs are, their requirements are. Go all the way out to look for where you can source this thing, and you go to supply them during their meetings, go to supply them on their farm. So instead of farmers, it's just rendering services. There's no how you look at, you render services and you won't make money. There's no how you look at the challenges faced by farmers or by a sector, and you come up with innovative ideas of profiling solution, and you won't make money. So first thing is try to know what the challenges are. Then go and position yourself as a young person. Then think of or look out for where the solutions are. So once you can be a solution provider, I think you're going to remain in business. And on the final note too, know what the consumers do want. Young man, know what the consumers want, know what form they want it, and make it available to them. People selling snacks in the traffic, in everywhere, in the stores and everything. There is no how, if you position yourself as a young person, that you can't make money or you can't do similar things. All you just need is better packaging, better presentation, and some level of aggression. So if you can do that, I think we'll definitely bridge the gap between demand and supply as a young.
We should have a lot of questions to ask in at the moment. So if you have a lot of questions, just drop it in the comment section. So unfortunately, we should have our next speaker should come up, but presently she's in an air flight to Kenya back from South Africa. So she will not be able to join us, but she has sent condolences, and she has sent a lot of things she wants us to talk about. So quickly, our part is to talk about how do we have the right mindset to commercialize the sector. So what my right mindset do we need to commercialize the sector? Quickly, if you want to get updates on our next coming event, because we're going to bring in top people like just Mr. Sergio of the CEO of Search Fund in our next program, you have to subscribe to this channel. So just click the subscribe button and subscribe to Voice of the Farmers TV. for our upcoming program. So what are the right mindset you are going to have to commercialize the sector? You know, Mr. Fed has said a lot of things on how to meet the market demand and supply, how we can innovate the sector, the gap, the demand, how we
So I believe you'll be able to write a lot of things down. So let me just state the first thing is to commercialize the sector, we need to have a kind of program that supports scholarship, scholarship and investment in youth and young women in aquaculture. So by lately from August and from August, May, June, August, we'll be having a free scholarship program for youth and young women in aquaculture, where you can just attend and subscribe to this training. You'll be trained free of charge on our platform at AquaOrg. You're going to be trained on basic education you need to commercialize the sector. You know, you need the expertise. You need to know about the job, and you need some kind of industry set skills to really commercialize the sector. For instance, now I talked about in the beginning how I viewed my status, and I saw that the people in the sector presently are very old. They are old women's, old youths, and they don't have this flair for technology. They can't accept the technology like the Gen Z. We that are presently in the generation of technology that we can apply tech easily. And this gap is showing too much. For instance, now, and I know that Mr. Said will have talked about marketing. Who can come up with a kind of strategic marketing, video marketing that we can do to make the sector very attractive? There are a lot of value chains in aquaculture sector that people don't yet know about, and we need to come in to play this part. For instance, now the major issues in aquaculture is marketing. So what strategy can you play? You may not even have to go into production. We have a lot of people going into production already. But if you can come on board and say, okay, this is how we take this sector to the next level, and we are coming up with a program that will make our audience win millions of naira, thousands of naira, just to what initiate the idea as a seed funding to initiate the idea. So this is a call to what direct sense. That is, we are going to be training you, we are going to be exposing you to what is out there, the market that is out there. We're going to be bringing industry experts to really let you know, okay, this is what is going on in the sector. This is what we have been able to do. This is the lapses we are having. How can you come in? We need your ideas. We have the money. We are going to fund you. But come up with a strategy. It's just like, how can you take the gospel to the end of the world? How can you make this sector so much attractive that day in, day out, you know, I was speaking to the founder of Search Farm today, and he was talking to me about how will you feel. He said, Samuel, Paul, how will you feel if I said, okay, I got a consulting job at Abuja now, and I want you to come in to play a very lucrative role, to consult, to be the farm manager for that farm. And imagine me saying they are going to pay you 50,000 in a month. Will you feel happy? Can you get on that kind of job and say, okay, you are going to fulfill something at the end of the day if you are earning 50,000 naira a month? But if I tell you that there is a farm now, and there's a technological application we can do, there is that end-to-end marketing that the sector have already, and if I say they are going to pay you 300,000 upward in a month, won't you jump on that? That's why we need people to come into marketing. The production sector is already filled up, though we need more people to come into production sector, but we need more more people to come into the sector that we what bring the money that we need, bring the what money that we need, and it can be you. We are letting you know that this sector has a lot of potential because it's developing day by day. And believe me, if you don't do it, another person else will do it. That's why we are coming. That's one funny thing about innovation. Every sector needs to innovate. And in Nigeria presently, most innovators are coming from Lagos State. But we don't believe that Lagos State is the only one that has those capacity. We believe that spread across other states, we can see innovative students, innovative youth from universities. The title is the weight of untapped market. There are people that are into marketing, there are people that are into sales, but they are not coming on board in this sector to really advance the sector. So that's why these programs come up. By the next one we have in our program, we are going to bring industrial experts in the tilapia sector, and you're going to see how you can also come into the tilapia sector, do a kind of strategic marketing, because in any sector, more work is at the strategic management level. Is at the strategic management level because that is where you need to think. That is where you need to advance the sector to go forward. But if no one is coming into the tech sector, the suits in sector, there is no way the sector is going to advance. So that's why we are calling on you to join. You can join us at AquaOrg. You can subscribe to this channel to get more information. You can follow Search Farm platform. You can go to your Facebook, search farms. You can see a lot of youth doing so much well. You can see he has a lot of interns at the moment that are training to learn how to advance the sector. And Mr. Serge, as you have seen, is someone that shares innovative ideas with a student every time. And these are rare privileges you can get anywhere. That's why this kind of programs is coming up. You can share to your friends. Right now, you can share this events going on and let them know that, okay, this is strange values. These are secret values they don't know about aquaculture. Very soon, aquaculture is going to spreading from right here to other countries. The other countries in Africa are doing much well, but we are starting with Tanzania at AquaOrg because we have our team, we have our internationalization plan to AquaOrg at the moment. So we need you guys to come on board. We need youth to come on board to really advance this sector. So there are a lot of things that she listed I want you to know, and one of them is this kind of program we are hosting today. We host organizations of business fairs. We said we are going to have a kind of secondary school talent hunt in aquaculture. If we see that the youth are not doing anything, we are going to move down to the children. We believe children born in the tech sector can think now. If we present this idea to them, what can they see about it? What do they know that can advance the sector? And believe me, we are bringing a lot into the sector. We are bringing a lot like drone technology application in aquaculture. We are bringing a lot of aquaculture advancements into tech, and we need you guys to think about this. So we are bringing facilities, we are bringing skills improvement, we are bringing trainings, we are bringing investment in youth. Like you get to come up with an idea that can advance the sector, and we come up with programs and sponsors that can sponsor you to take on the sector. So okay, I'm seeing someone saying I want to direct my question to Samuel because I'm young in fish farming business. So how do I start? How are you getting your target market? All right. Thank you very much for that question. I think that's Adeyemi Akombi. That's a very brilliant question right there. You are young, and thank God you have this kind of idea that, okay, you want to start your fish farming business, etc. So how do you start? How am I getting my target market? All right, now, so if you want to start a fish farming business, firstly is to let you know that there are a lot of value chain in fish farming business. It depends on which one you want to start. Do you want to start processing? Did you want to start production? Did you want to come into the packaging aspect? Did you want to come into the logistic aspect? Presently now, the governor of Lagos State, someone who is building the largest logistic park for agriculture sector in Nigeria and in Lagos State basically. So it's going to start from Lagos State. Look at that. It's building a kind of value chain. It depends on what you want to do. And you have to know which one do you want to base on. Tilapia? Do you want to base on tilapia culture? Do you want to base on just archery aspects? Do you want to base on grow out? Do you want to base on producing to juvenile? You have to know what kind of business do you want to start and what exactly do you want to do. Are you with me now? Adeyemi Akombi, if you are with me, just keep commenting. I'll follow up your comment. So if you want to start, how do you get your target market? The first thing is that, okay, that's the major issues we are trying to address now, the issues of target market. Because someone now wants to start tilapia, you have to know who are the consumers of tilapia. You know, there are a lot of religious view about the fish market, that people don't eat fish that have scales. Some people don't eat fish that does not have scales. You have to know. Looking for target markets, is there market sensitization first? You have to test out your strategy. You have to carry out your survey. You have to see, okay, like do a kind of video marketing test to know if there's market acceptability for this. For instance, now you can just come up with maybe a little, you can just buy the product you want to go into, the business. Maybe you want to go into catfish business. You can just buy a little catfish, try to do some value addition, try to do some video marketing and run your ads. You know, firstly, it's going to cost you a lot of money, but it's called ideation phase. You have to ideate. You said, I hope there will be a platform to connect. Sure. There's a platform to connect after the conference. So we are going to put it up on AquaOrg platform. You're going to check on AquaOrg platform and search farm platform. After now, go on AquaOrg, search AquaOrg Africa on LinkedIn, on Facebook, on Instagram. Check those platforms. Check on Twitter. Around you're gonna see this link to join our WhatsApp platform out there. So after this conference, you are rest assured that there's gonna be a platform for you to join in where this conversation can continue, and we are going to help you start on your fish farming. We are going to give you ideas. We are going to give you, okay, what is left in the sector to do, how to come up with your target audience, how to do your market research. You know, in our coming scholarship program, you are going to be getting all this for free. So that is why you have to share this news broadcast that, okay, there's a scholarship program coming up where you are not going to learn alone on how to start your business, but how to do your market research, how to know how to look for the problem, and how to come up with a sustainable solution that will advance the sector. So if there's any other questions, I believe that should be coming up now. That should be coming up now. So let me wait for a little bit of 2 minutes to see if you have any questions. And if you want to talk on this platform, you can quickly indicate so that we can bring you on board. All right, so I believe there's no more questions to ask. So we are just about to round up the session. And I want you to watch out for the next episode, because this is just the first episode. This is our second conference at AquaOrg. Our first conference is at June 2021. We had our first one at 2021, and this is coming up in 2023. Now we are going to have our second conference coming up this year also. So we would like you to really anticipate for it. Okay, we have someone that wants to contribute. We have Bello Abdullahi to contribute. Can we bring up Bello Abdullahi? Can we bring up Bello Abdullahi to contribute? Can you contribute now? All right, Bello Abdullahi, can you contribute now? Can you unmute your mic?
Hello, good evening, sir. I hope you can hear me.
Yes, I can.
Hello?
I can hear you.
Yeah. My name is Bella Abdullahi from Zaria, Kaduna State. Nice to be here. I'm very grateful. It's my great pleasure to meet you. So I really want to contribute about the opportunities on aquaculture in Nigeria. Hello? Can you hear me? Hello? Hello, can you hear me?
Go ahead. Go ahead. Yes, we can hear you. Go ahead.
All right. Okay. Yeah, there is also a lot of opportunities of the aquaculture sector in Nigeria because there are statistics shows that in Nigeria we have many farms compared to Egypt. According to statistics, Nigeria has the high. Egypt produce more fish than Nigerian. So we are looking for the way out now. So in Nigeria, what we need is that we have to put in new technology and innovation to utilize our resources, water resources in our country to venture into aquaculture. So best what I want you people to understand in aquaculture is that it's not in fish farming. So we need every use before to invest into an aquaculture. You have to undergo some training activities to learn, because there's a lot of practical skills that you need to undergo before investing into aquaculture. Because many people think fish is based on to put seedlings and feeding and harvesting it, because there is many data that I need to consider before venture into aquaculture. And also we need other farmers within the community that are practice into fish farming to acknowledge the fisheries and aquaculture students, and also the government. We need also government to acknowledge them for their contribution, because we have many fishery students that are into volunteer for different fish farms to give their contribution for the deployment of fishery farming to other communities for the development of the aquaculture sector. So thank you, sir. Thank you for giving me this opportunity.
All right. That's great. So Bello is a member of AquaOrg, and he stays at the northern part of Nigeria. You know, this is someone so very amazing talent, doing better in aquaculture. So we are about to round up now. So we will have Mr. Seth tell us a word of advice to the youth on board, those that are watching us live now. So we want to hear some word of advice from you, sir. What can you advise on us to do at the moment to innovate this sector, to take this sector to the next level? Because we see that you've made us see the advancement this sector can bring in to Nigeria and the innovative aspect we can come in with. So please, you can just go ahead and tell us your word of advice. Thank you very much, sir.
Okay, thank you again, okay. Summarily, I'm just going to re-emphasize on some of the few things I've said earlier on, that what you need to understand first is that the marketing end of the aquaculture value chain is the most profitable. You need to let that sink. Some of us, we don't have to go through the pain of going into production if we don't have the wherewithal as young people. You need to start from somewhere. And if you want to start small or cheap in the aquaculture sector, the marketing value chain is where you can do something. Now, the other questions or challenges of production that we know that are common are what to produce, how to produce, and for whom to produce. The bone of contention in the aquaculture sector is for whom to produce. And that involves the relationship between the producer, who are the farmers in this context, and the consumers. So if you can now position yourself as a linkage or as a bridge between the producers and the consumer, then you are profiling solution, a two-way solution you are profiling. That means you are profiling solution for the consumers and you are profiling solution for the producers. You can see now you are a linkage between the producers and the consumers. Then you will definitely be in business. And no matter how far-reaching the consumers are, if you can get this product to them and do some level of market survey in the sense that availability of these things, the proximity where these things are available, where you can get it. If you can do some bit of exercise, some hard work there, you will know where the markets are. And once you know what the market wants, then you can get from the farmers and give to the market in whatever form and quantity that they want it. Then there's no how you won't be cashing out, you won't be making a profit. Then to finally round up, you have to start small. You have to undergo training. You have to study the market. You need to understand the market mix, and you need to understand the business first. So if you need to go through some level of training, don't hesitate doing that. You don't just dabble into any business so that you won't get your fingers burnt or discouraged. But I can tell you for free that there's huge potential in the aquaculture industry in Nigeria across the entire value chain. You can be a middleman for the seed producers, for those that are into fingerlings production or juvenile production. You can be in a fish feed marketer. So many that you supply feeds to the farmers. You can be a major bridge for the fish producers too, that you take it to the final consumers. Then try and be innovative, try and be creative with your sales arrangement, your marketing arrangement. Let it not be the norm. Do it such that it's going to attract customers wherever you are. Take it there and add some bit of what's it called, youthfulness to it and innovation. Then you remain in business. That's all I'm just going to tell you. Then have people to mentor you a lot. Make use of the social media platform, and you can go around the world with your business. Thank you very much.
Oh, thank you very much, sir. That's a very, very amazing one. You know, when you said make use of the social media, that's where you should know that we are in an era of social media where we can leverage that to get a lot of information. You know, you may not be able to connect with people like this in person, but when you leverage the social media platform, you can get to see their work, get to see how they go about them, and from there you can connect and build relationship. So you can chat me up later on that number. That's my WhatsApp number. Adeyemi Akobi, you can chat me up on that. So we will plan something with you. Maybe you can have a physical day tour to one of the big farms in Lagos State here. Where you can just, you'll be taught all around things on fish farming business, how you can start, with your students. And if you chat me up on that number, I'm going to let you know when next is the scholarship. So you can just keep in touch with me to know about that. That's a great input you are bringing in. And I love the fact that you are pioneering some kind of leadership traits to bring your people into what is happening in the aquaculture sector presently. So I want everybody to be calm because this video is recorded live, and after now you can go back and watch this video. So vote of thanks. I really want to appreciate everyone that joined this program. I really want to appreciate the founder of Search Rounds. I really want to appreciate the representative of the senior farmer and consultant at Orisha Farm. I really want to appreciate all the viewers and all the participators. I really want to appreciate my team and AquaOrg for making this possible. I also want to appreciate the Voice of the Farmers TV that gave us this platform to really talk about this. It's a rare privilege to speak on Voice of the Farmers, and I want you to subscribe to Voice of the Farmers channel. Adeyemi Akonbi, get your students to subscribe to Voice of the Farmers because they are going to get in touch with a lot of things happening beyond the aquaculture sector on this platform. So click on the subscribe button, follow, comment, and watch a lot of videos in the aquaculture sector, in the poultry sector, basically in the agriculture sector. As you can hear the name Voice of the Farmers TV. So you can also be someone that come up here someday to speak on what you are doing, innovations you are bringing up in the sector, and I can see you getting there in the next couple of months or years. You come up and people are rejoicing about what you can do to the sector. So I believe we've learned a lot today, and we've seen how we can really help advance the sector. So thank you very much, everyone. We're going to put this program to stop at the moment, and see you in our next episode. Follow our page at AquaOrg, follow our page on Facebook, Instagram, and LinkedIn to follow up on our next program. Thank you very much. Bye.